So we're attempting to do a mold out of air dry clay. We're gonna see how it works. Hey, how are you? This is Jonathan with Rene Munoz Plastering, and today we are working in beautiful Philadelphia, PA. We are doing the renovation of this historical building. It was built in 1884. We've done some of the details upstairs. We're basically doing a bunch of patching around the building. We did some flagstone in here. We also did some pointing in there. That spot right there is drying. So yeah, we're doing some work around the building. So the main reason why I would like to record this is because we're going to replicate what you see over there, and we're going to replicate it out of play-dohs and also air dry clay. So let's go to the workstation so I can show you the way we're doing it. Before we head to the workstation, I want to explain you the way we did the mix. So the way we did the mix is 1 cement, 2 sands, basically 2-to-1 ratio. And as far as color, we use this dye right here. The color is brick red, and basically we just add as much as we need. What I did is that I wet a piece of actual brick, and when I was mixing the cement, I made sure that my mix matched the wet brick. So when it dries pretty much the same. Not 100%, but pretty close. And once the cement was dry, we also add a little stain. This is a water-based stain. We're going to use the WD-40 as a break bonding release. We're going to use the hot glue. The hot glue is going to go around to seal the actual piece, so the cement doesn't go behind. And as far as the mold goes, we use this, which is air dry clay from Crayola. And as I already explained you, that one right there is made out of play-dohs. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. Let's head to the workstation. So as you see, we have 3 pieces that are missing, and basically we already replicate them. This is what the previous contractor did, which is basically just like white cement with some kind of pinkish dye or red dye, but it's not the right color. So we're going to replicate it better. So let me show you what we have here so far. So this is what we have so far right here. We already stained it, and they are ready to be applied. So as you can tell, we have 2 different shapes. I'm going to show you the way we're going to do them. So I have 2 molds right here. This mold is made out of air dry clay. What I've noticed with this one, that it shrinks after it dries. So just something to keep in mind if you would like to do something like this. Keep in mind that if you use this material, first of all, it's gonna crack, and then it's gonna shrink. The mold is made out of melamine, just to prevent the cement to stick to the mold. Then we have this mold right here. This mold is made out of play-dohs, and it's also suffering some cracking. Before we're actually ready to pour the concrete, the cement in here. What we did is that we did some hot glue on the side just to prevent the cement to go behind the actual play-doh. So what we're gonna do now, we are gonna use the WD-40 as our break bonding release. This will prevent the mold to stick to the cement. So that should be good. And then once you have that, what you have to do is that you have to put your cement in here. you just have to work it around to make sure that it's gonna fill all the little holes, and it's gonna fill the entire mold. So once you have it like this, you can tap on it. This is just to make sure that it's gonna release all the possible bubbles. So as you can tell, it settles a little more once you tap on it. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to add a screen just to reinforce the mix. So what you're going to do is that you're going to measure it, and then you're going to cut it. Once you cut it, then you're going to stick it into the mold right there. That should be enough. And then we're going to put a little more of concrete, cement. Once again, you have to make sure that the cement goes all the way in, so it fills all the crevices in there. And then you're going to tap again. When you tap on it, you can actually see that it settles, the cement settles. So once you have it ready, you just have to screed it. More cement in there. And that should be good enough. So for the purposes of this video, you can let it dry a little more, but for the purposes of this video, we're just going to scratch it. You need to scratch it to make sure that once it dries, then you're going to use the back of the piece to stick it into the wall. So at the end, it's going to look like this. Alrighty, so the first piece is out. I already unscrew it, and the mold is ready for a new piece. And as you can tell, we have the piece that we just made compared to an existing brick, and the matching is a pretty accurate match. So what I'm gonna do for this one is for both of them, once I uncover this, I'm going to cover them with the concrete cure and seal, just to make sure that it's gonna cure properly, and it's also gonna seal it since it's gonna be exposed to the weather. What I'm gonna do for this mold, I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the other one, which is basically put a piece of duct tape here and around, just to make sure that the holes are gonna match and everything is gonna be put together the same way it was put together. So I'm gonna do that right now, and wish me luck. Return it, and I'm also gonna do the same thing with this one. So now I have the duct tape. Now that I have the duct tape, what I can do now is I can remove the screws. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna remove this one right here. For this mold, I use less screws, mainly because the weight or the pressure of the cement was not gonna be that much. So that's the reason why I didn't use that many screws. If it were like a taller piece, then I will have to use more screws to make sure that it's not gonna pop. Okay, so I already removed all of the screws, and I also already removed the 3 sides. So there's only one side missing, and this is the reason why I only did 2 screws, because it was going to be easier to just break the mold apart, as you can tell. And as you can tell, the duct tape is holding the pieces together. So it's a matter of just lift it and separate it from the mold. You have to be careful, especially because when I poured the cement, the mold wasn't fully cured. So that's the reason why it's taking me actually longer to pull this out, because the mold itself is not even dry yet. Okay, so we have a beautiful piece right here. It's a matter of just clean it and install it. Since it's not that cured yet, I can still clean all of this with a razor knife and then install it. So here we have the end results. This 1, 2, 3, and the little detail in the middle has been replicated. This was the previous contractor. This is us. So there's a big difference.